All right. This is one of those debates that popped up out of nowhere, and now everybody is talking about it like it's been going on for years. Old 110 Ibrahimovic versus new 109 Ibrahimovic. And the funny part is, this debate didn't even exist before because Konami just dropped the new Ibrahimovic, and immediately people started asking, wait, which one is actually better? Did Konami upgrade him? Or did they low-key nerf him? Is the new one worth using? Or should I stick with the old 110? Yeah, I've seen all of that. So in this video, and we're ending this debate once and for all. We're not guessing, we're not overhyping, we're breaking everything down, stats, skills, playstyle, and most importantly, how they actually perform in-game. Because on paper, both of these cards look insane, but in reality, they are built for completely different purposes. And once you understand that, the whole debate becomes very simple. First, let's talk about what both of these cards have in common, because this is where a lot of people get confused. Both versions of Ibrahimovic are fox in the box. That already tells you a lot. This is not a player that's going to be running around like crazy. He's not pressing defenders. He's not making constant runs like a goal poacher. He's a striker that stays central, stays composed, and waits for the perfect moment. That means positioning, finishing, and physical presence are everything. And that's exactly what both versions have. Both of them have strong physical contact. Both of them have good speed for their size. Both of them have elite shooting ability. So at a basic level, yeah, they are very similar. But the moment you look deeper, that's when the difference starts to show. Let's start with the old 110 Ibrahimovic, because this is the card a lot of people already have. And honestly, this card is still scary. 100 finishing. Yeah, let's not even act like that's normal. That is literally one of the highest finishing stats you will ever see on a striker. And when you combine that with 97 kicking power, good balance, strong physical contact, this version of Ibrahimovic is built to do one thing, and that's to finish everything. Inside the box, outside the box, tight angles, first-time shots. This guy does not miss. And then you add phenomenal finishing on top of that. Yeah, this is where things get dangerous, because that skill basically makes his finishing even more consistent under pressure. So even when the angle is bad, even when the defender is close, he still finds a way to score. Now combine that with skills like first-time shot, long-range shot, acrobatic finishing. Yeah, this card is a pure goal machine. This is the type of striker where you don't even need to overthink. Just give him the ball, press shoot, and trust him. That's the old 110 Ibrahimovic. Simple, direct, deadly. But now, let's talk about the new 109 Ibrahimovic, because this is where the debate really starts. At first glance, some people saw the rating drop from 110 to 109 and immediately said, yeah, this is worse. But that's not how this works, because this version is not trying to be the same player. This version is built differently. First thing you notice, bullet header. Yeah, that already tells you everything. This Ibrahimovic is not just about finishing anymore. This is a striker designed to dominate in the air. And when you look at his stats, 95 finishing, 87 heading, 90 jump, 91 physical contact, this guy is a nightmare for defenders during crosses. Because it's not just about jumping, it's about the combination of strength, positioning, and that bullet header skill. When the ball comes into the box, he's winning that duel. And unlike most aerial strikers, he can actually convert those chances consistently. That's the key difference, because some players can win headers, but can't direct them properly. This Ibrahimovic can do both. But here's where it gets interesting. People are acting like the new version is only about heading, and that's just not true, because he still has 95 finishing, 95 kicking power, good speed and acceleration. That means even though his finishing is slightly lower than the old version, it's still elite. So you're not sacrificing finishing, you're just gaining another dimension, and that's what makes this card special. Now let's break it down properly. Old Ibrahimovic equals pure finisher. New Ibrahimovic equals complete target man. That's the difference. The old one is better when you're playing through the middle, quick passes, one-touch shooting. The new one is better when you're using crosses, wide play, and physical battles in the box. So it's not about which one is better overall, it's about which one fits your playstyle. But let's go deeper, because stats alone don't tell the full story. Let's talk about how they actually feel in-game. Old 110 Ibrahimovic in-game feels like a sniper. Every time he gets the ball near the box, you feel confident, because you know, and if you create even half a chance, it's probably going in. His shooting animations are clean, his first-time shots are deadly, and because of his physicality, he can hold off defenders just enough to get that shot off. This is the type of striker that rewards quick decision-making. You don't need to dribble too much. You don't need to overcomplicate, just play simple, and let him do the rest. Now the new 109 Ibrahimovic feels more like a presence. He's not just there to finish. He's there to dominate the box. You feel him during crosses. You feel him during set pieces. You feel him when defenders try to push him off the ball. And when you actually start using crosses properly, that's when this card becomes scary. Because now you have a striker that can win headers, score headers, and still finish normally when needed. So instead of being one-dimensional, he becomes unpredictable. And this is where the debate starts to shift, because a lot of players don't use crosses effectively. So for them, the old Ibrahimovic feels better because it matches their playstyle. But if you're someone that actually uses width, if you spam crosses, if you play possession and create aerial chances, the new Ibrahimovic might actually be more valuable. Now let's talk about skills, because this is another big difference. Old Ibrahimovic has phenomenal finishing plus willpower. That combination is insane for clutch moments, because it boosts consistency and makes him more reliable when it matters. That's why people love that card. He's not just good, he's dependable. New Ibrahimovic has phenomenal finishing plus bullet header. Now think about that. He didn't lose the finishing advantage completely. He just added a new weapon, so now he can finish normally and dominate aerially. That's why this card is more versatile. But again, versatile doesn't always mean better, because sometimes you don't need versatility. Sometimes you just need a player that does one thing perfectly, and that's where the old version still shines. So let's answer the main question. Which one is better? If you are a player that plays quick passes, relies on through balls, takes a lot of shots inside the box, and doesn't really use crosses, then the OLD 110 Ibrahimovic is better for you, because his finishing is just slightly more reliable. And that's exactly what your playstyle needs. But if you are a player that uses wingers, spams crosses, likes physical strikers, and wants more ways to score, then the new 109 Ibrahimovic is better, because he gives you options. He gives you a new way to attack. And here's the most important part. The new one can still finish. That's what people are ignoring. He didn't become a header-only striker. He's just more balanced now. So you're not losing much. You're just gaining something extra. So yeah, the debate is actually very simple. Old Ibrahimovic equals better pure finisher. New Ibrahimovic equals more complete striker. But if I had to give a final verdict, for most players, the new 109 Ibrahimovic is slightly better overall. Not because he's drastically stronger, but because he offers more. He adapts to different situations. He gives you more attacking options. And in a game like eFootball, that matters a lot. But at the same time, if you already have the old 110, you're not missing out at all, because that card is still one of the best finishers in the game. So don't get carried away by ratings. Don't get confused by the hype. Just pick the version that fits how you play, because at the end of the day, that's what actually wins games.